Actually, let's do this one.
Hard following the Jeff Nippard controversy, where he talked about this creator by the name of Hussein, who's not underneath steroids, where I have been saying multiple times.
There's so many content creators that make their, like, there's so many content creators that are buff and they claim that they don't use steroids and stuff. Brother, I can tell you what natural muscles look like because I used to have them in high school. A lot of these guys that are so buff they can't even reach the back of their they can't reach their shoulder blade from like behind or like near their shoulder blade. It's so fake. You're not fooling anybody. That most recent one that had come out, that the guy that would eat that raw meat, what's his name? What is the name of the YouTuber or TikToker that used to eat the raw meat? Liver King. Liver King used to eat the raw meat, and he marketed pills that were like ground up raw meat products, right? And then come to find out, obviously he was using supplements that, like, the estimated total of the amount of supplements that he would use would be in upwards of like $5,000 to $7,000 a month on supplements that he would use, not like roids and stuff like that.
Very obvious.
And he lost like a solid majority of his viewership because of that, because he had lied to everybody and said that he was natural.
That
it's
this
such
guy
a
is
stupid
underneath
thing.
the ability, or underneath the effects of steroids. Nobody can put on 50 pounds of lean mass in a year and a half of training with a broom and a ladder from coming from anorexia.
Yep.
Nobody can do that shit. He kept on doubling down, which I said is most likely due to him having too much good faith in his friends, Hussein being one of them. The other black guy will be exposed later as well. But apparently, they just admitted about lying the entire thing, and I think they just might have fucked Jeff Nippard's reputation forever.
So, we're coming clean. I don't know how else to start off this video. This was a really hard one to do, honestly, which is why I have Greg here with me to help me, navigate this, explain everything to you guys, explain this whole drama, explain what I've done and what I regret doing.
I don't really know anything about Greg Doucette at all, but I know a lot of fitness creators, and just to be completely honest, I have never heard, I've heard good things about him from casual viewers. I've only heard bad things about him from fitness creators. So I don't really know I don't really know who this guy is, but I've only heard.
Yeah, it's that whole alpha male mentality. You can't really go based on what fitness creators do, because they all have this mentality that they've got, like, they're the main character, that main character syndrome. Whenever you walk into some place and everyone's supposed to just look at you, they've all kind of got that going on. I mean, it tends to happen when you're all roided out of your brain.
Heard bad things from the people who know him. So other than that, I don't really know. But I mean, if you like the guy, great. But yeah, no idea.
Yeah, and so I just wanted to be here to explain exactly the science of everything that went down, and just say that,
like his muscles, I could see those being real. I had these veins whenever I was in high school. Like this vein that cut down, dude. I would do like one pump and my vein would just be just ripped out of my fucking mind. I could see him being natural. I don't know about him.
We still support Hussein, despite the fact that he lied in the past. And so, I'm just going to let him explain everything that he's done, and I'm here to support.
So you guys have probably seen my transformation, and different steroids accusations around it, and rightfully so. And
oh yeah, dude, there's no way.
Everything was planned from day one. I decided to.
Like, it took me almost 2 years to get a tiny bump of ab, and I was practically starving to death from cow chopping during high school. So there's just no way, dude. I'm sorry.
It was a small cycle, 300 EQ, 300 tests, 300 Mastrone, a little bit of Anavar and MK as
Jesus fucking Christ.
well. And I did this for 16 months. I planned everything all along because I knew I was gonna, Greg was gonna make a video on me at some point. So as soon as it was the 16-month line, I hopped off and, reached out to Greg a couple months later. So it doesn't show on the blood work essentially. So you can.
So these people are so sociopathic that they decided to throw Jeff Nippard underneath the bus for 200,000 views, so Andrew Hussein could get a couple of views by lying about lying. And what everybody knew, which was he got on gear and then he hopped off gear because he knew he would be invited and get opportunities in the fitness industry. This is going to cause so much paranoia for actual natties who are being accused of using steroids. Okay, listen up, gamers. This video is sponsored by Echo Apocalypse. Cracked.
Jesus.
The top damage here while she's featured. Get her now. And unlock storyline. This might be the most sociopathic video I have ever seen. This is crazy. So
I guess, let me break this down for you. So he had his own fitness journey that he did, where he used a bunch of performance, not like PP pills, but like performance enhancing drugs like roids. for I think a year and a half. I think that's what he said, or a year and some change. And he got off of them, and then he got in contact with this guy, so that way nothing would show up on blood work. Just to give you like a base rundown of what he said, if you're still having trouble understanding it, because I get if
This is actually
because like both of these people, all three of these people are using language that is like just use plain English, damn it.
so
Seriously.
much worse how they just lay it out like this.
Can you explain to them, obviously?
I actually feel horrible for Jeff. It was so obvious to everybody, but I think he really got played by people who he had good faith in. I think this is horrible, bro.
I mean, like, you could have good faith in whoever you want, but at the end of the day, if you inject in yourself with stuff to make you look and feel stronger, it's still your choice. You can't blame anyone else around you other than yourself, because you know you're going to get called out for roids. It happens all the time. When people are like, oh, I'm natural, and then they come to find out something leaks and they ain't natural. That's what happened to the Liver King.
I actually think this is fucking horrible.
Yeah, and so my first question when he told me all this, I mean, obviously I was shocked. I didn't expect it, but because I was thinking, how on earth did you manage to keep all your gains when cycling up? Because most people that use steroids, they stop, they lose a ton of muscle. Like, trust me.
I ever watched on Twitch have never seen Murder Drones, and I follow over 100 people, and no one has. Everyone gave the first pilot videos, liked it, and literally here whole chat knows it for some reason. That's funny. That's kind of crazy. I can see why people know it. Like, it does have a lot of views. It's probably really good, but it's just not. It's not the style of content that I do. I'll probably check it out after the stream.
If you go on steroids and you go off, typically you lose a lot of muscle. And he would say, oh, it wasn't that much. 300 tests and 300 this. It's 900 milligrams a week to start on day one, plus MK677 and Nippard. It's not like a pro cycle, but it is a frigging lot. And it explains all the muscle that he put on. And so, I mean, clearly you can see why. Now, I didn't know how he kept his gains, but then the scientific snitch, she actually called me on the phone. I had the message. I'm not going to play her message, but she explained how there's certain polymorphisms that allow you to build a lot of muscle despite having a skinnier type physique to start with. And so you look at his before, it wasn't like he was huge. It wasn't like he had a myostatin deficiency, which a lot of people think that Julian had. Who knows? Maybe he has, who knows? But this polymorphism, what it does is...
The black dude's on steroids too, man. They were both on steroids. It's incredibly obvious to anyone who just thinks about it for 5 seconds. Stop believing these people just because you know them.
Yeah. Well, like, it's not even that they know them, it's that they think they know them. That's what really gets a lot of these viewers in trouble, is that they think that they know the person that they're watching. And this whole mentality of, well, you're not original, you're not genuine. Dude, you don't fucking know that unless you've stayed with them. And it's just like whenever you move in with a partner, you don't know how they really are until you move in with them and you live with them. You don't know anything about them. Stop sitting here acting like you do. It's weird. Seriously. It's weird.
Muscle, and despite being off of said steroids, you managed to keep almost all of the gains, because most people, they could lose half. And so if you were to copy what he did exactly, chances are you would probably lose half your gains. Your balls get smaller, your testosterone production goes down, and then you lose a lot of the gains while your body's trying to recover. And if you use Tren, for example, you're going to probably be shut down for 6 months or even more. And so that was what was really shocking, but I wasn't aware of this certain polymorphism. She's like, you could actually test him for this, but it costs a shit ton of money. And like, well, we don't need to test him.
I couldn't afford it.
Maybe it's not 1 in a million, which is the joke, but it's very rare. And so you can't just copy what he did. But what it shows is that you guys were all right from day one. Now remember, I didn't plan this. You guys are blaming it on me, blaming Jeff Nippard that we colluded. He planned this all from day one, to go on gear for 16 months and then go off. And he managed to
Bro's trying to jump ship, and this guy's ruined his reputation. He's trying to make sure he doesn't ruin his too.
in the sense of being
Bro doesn't care. He's like, nah, dude. I don't blame him either. I'd do the same thing. I'd be like, dude, you're either gonna come forward with this or you're out. Like,
after a cycle, and I'm gonna keep it for the rest of my life. Hopefully,
that's
I'm like,
great. I love it.
180.
Yeah, like, who knows? This polymorphism, I can remember she was like A113. You can ask the snitch. She knows more about it than I do.
This is actually so lame, bro.
I'm just here to give a little more context as an unbiased third party. I cannot say whether someone is natural or not, and honestly, I don't care. Both of your parents give you a copy of the DNA instruction manual, but it's possible to...
Okay, well, you should fucking care who's natty or not. If they don't disclose lives, a lot of people's important is that they disclose that fact, because there are people looking to these people for motivation, for help, to get out of their shitty
exactly.
situation.
I guess that's really the main problem with it, is whenever you look to somebody for advice on what they should be eating, how much of things they should be eating, workout tips, and they're not seeing the same results. And in some cases, they're getting fatter because their body's not burning the calories the way someone on roids is. That's a problem. It's a health problem. Like, you could really mess somebody up giving them the wrong advice like that.
So when you have people like Hussein saying, all you need is a fucking ladder and a broom and you can train in your house. Well, unfortunately, he also found the fact that he's taking 900 milligrams of testosterone weekly.
Hold 2 copies of one or both of
Man, that testosterone, from what I've heard, makes you feel good.
And be significantly more genetically blessed to build muscle.
Yo, I have seen people lose weight. Like, for example, someone that I watch, Cinnamon Toast Ken, he's always been kind of a bear. He has like 4 kids. Bro's been chunky for as long as I can remember. He said that he just kept feeling bad and kept feeling bad. He got a whole bunch of blood work done, and he got back results saying he has low testosterone. He got on that testosterone, bro. He lost his weight so fast. He said he lost his weight within a matter of like 2 weeks because of how low his testosterone was. I think testosterone has a huge play in your weight gain and loss. It really does.
Likely, you just managed.
Nah, straight up. Like, I'm not supporting this dude. Absolutely fucking not. This guy is a grade A piece of shit. I hope he loses everything.
That's pretty much what I said.
Completely fucked over Jeff Nippard. This shit makes me unironically so mad. What a fraudulent piece of shit.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same. It's not the best whenever you just sit there and lie to everybody like that. It just makes you a piece of shit. And then you brought down another content creator on top of that. Like, it's hard out in this rough and tumble West whenever you first start, and just have some piece of shit like that bring you down. Seriously, dude, it's crap.